Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wrestling World 247, and we are here with former WCW referee Billy Silverman. How are you doing, Billy?
I'm doing great, awesome. Thanks for inviting me onto the show.
Let's get right to it. How did you get your start in professional wrestling?
Well, it's kind of been an evolution, I guess, but pretty much I grew up around it and going to it. A very good friend of my father's was the promoter for the WWF, which would have been Vince's father. And so I was just always around it growing up, and then somehow, I don't know, it just morphed into becoming a referee.
Right when you got your start, moving on to the next question, who is your mentor in the wrestling industry?
Well, when I started out, who really gave me some good pointers and advice is a gentleman named Tommy Fernini. He is involved with ICW, which is a Mario Savoldi production, and believe it or not, he was actually the first really referee that took me kind of under their belt and really, kind of smartened me up to what it's all about. So I would, I don't know if I'd always say mentor, but just somebody who gave me some good advice and, really helped me a lot in the very beginning was Tommy Fernini.
That's pretty cool. What was the first match you ever refereed?
I can tell you that it was at the Augusta Civic Center in Augusta, Maine. I seems like 3 lifetimes ago, so I vaguely remember. It was a guy who was a gentleman who was playing a Russian character. His name was George from Chicago, and who he was working against, I don't know. Might have been actually Tom Brandy, I believe. So that kind of rings a bell, but don't hold me to it. But it was in Augusta, Maine. I do know that was my first match.
So we look back at all this so far in our interview. Who gave you the idea to work in the industry? Who gave you the idea to ref these matches and be involved?
Again, it's really been, for me, it's been a journey. It's been a really cool journey, and just by working, I got seen by several different, people that were in the business, in the industry, the Wild Samoans. I'd worked with them for a time, and they really seemed to like me and helped me quite a great deal. So it's just been a progression of working with, so many different groups, I can't even tell you, from Maine to all the way to California and everywhere pretty much in between, Florida, Texas, pretty much been there, done that, Pennsylvania. So it's really been an evolution. It's not really anybody, it's just how it all, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of almost like the hand of fate. That's what the hand of fate dealt me, and that's how it went.
So, you already described it briefly, but overall, how was your first experience in professional wrestling when you were exposed to all of this?
It was awesome. It was just awesome. I mean, because think about it. You're the one in the middle. You're really the director, pretty much, of the play inside that ring. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a babyface, a heel, and a referee. And Tommy Fernini, again, really smartened me up to, what you need to do in that ring. And then, again, working with the Samoans and their guys and having, them, give me some great advice and pointers. And, it was just incredible. And so, again, it was just a progression of, it seemed like when one door closed, another one just always seemed to open for me.
Let's see here. You were a referee in WWE and WCW. How was that experience? Was it, in fact, indeed, a dream come true?
Well, I guess this would be the best way to put that, and I'll leave it for everybody's own interpretations. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And I guess I'll leave that to the fans' interpretations.
So, now that when you obviously had your experience in this business with the WWE and the WCW. So what do you think of the WWE now compared to 10 years ago?
I mean, you can't really, sometimes as much as their storylines kind of are lame or, they have some bumps in the road. I mean, you can't really fault them. They are the masters of the universe when it really comes to this stuff. They really are. So, I mean, what they do better than anybody, in the world, and that's why they're pretty much the lone surviving or the number one, the number one company in the whole world and industry. They just do what they do very well, and sometimes you might not always agree with it, but they just do what they do very well, and they have people there that are just absolute. Vince is a genius. I mean, because you can see that from what he produces.
Here's a unique question. I don't think anyone's going to ask you this one before. I'm a fan of sports cards, and you actually appeared on a trading card, which was an autograph. Tell us how many you had to sign because there are so many copies.
I actually had to sign about 1,000 of those, as I recall. I remember they shipped them to my house. I was off the road one time when we had a break, which wasn't very often in WCW, and they sent them home to my home in boxes, and I had to autograph them. So I sat down one night and watched, some videos of wrestling and just signed them, and it was 1,000 of them. So yeah, there's all kinds of those cards out there. I wish I don't know whatever happened. I've had like one or two, but I don't believe I have them anymore. Somewhere just in moving and stuff, I've lost them, and I would love to find those again, just see, what they're worth or who has them.
You know what? Actually, if you're interested in finding them, there's a website called, actually I can check it out right now, checkoutmycards.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to search your name right now, Billy Silverman, and let's see here. No, it wasn't. But a few months ago, I actually searched your name and it had one of your cards available. So somebody obviously bought it, but it's like that's too bad.
Wow, nice. I'll have to keep an eye out for.
Maybe it'll go back on once it's updated. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I signed probably about 1,000 of those. But again, it was such a journey and such a great ride and such an opportunity that I don't look at that as anything bad about it. I mean, signing 1,000 cards that's awesome because that means people were watching the product and liked the product, and that's what it's all about, and that's what pays our paycheck every week is providing the entertainment that the fans want, and for a long time WCW did that.
So you brought up you went on a journey, and indeed you have. You're a really well-respected referee. So what do you do nowadays?
I'm in the real estate. I actually have a few business ventures. I'm in the real estate business. I own some properties. I manage some properties. I sell properties. I also do some promotional work and some things with the Screen Actors Guild. So I'm, and I do what I want to say. I also do personal appearances. From time to time, so I'm actually pretty busy and keep pretty busy. I just went to the Cauliflower Alley Club and did a seminar out there for referees, and that was really kind of cool. And so, yeah, no, I'm out and about. I'm still around, and I still work from time to time. I worked out at the Cauliflower Alley Club, so the journey just continues. You know what I mean? It's just not always in the spotlight, and sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's okay.
I want to take time to thank you. Do you have any other comments you'd like to say to our fans?
I don't but thank you very much for inviting me on your show. It's been my pleasure, and, thank you to you and your fans, and good luck with your show, and hopefully we'll speak soon.
All right. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, my friend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.